Exercise number 1, overcoming hamstring isometric. Take a bench, put it in about 30 degrees to begin with. If you don't have an inclined bench, you can use anything that's about this height. I recommend putting it next to something that you can hold on to and putting one leg up on top of the bench. You'll notice in this position, this knee stays bent. Those toes are pointed as if to step on the gas, and my knee on the bottom leg is super straight. In this position then, I'm just pushing down with my top leg only into the bench as hard as I safely can for a fixed amount of time. Let's say 10 seconds. Watch. So it feels like it looks like I'm not really doing anything, but I can feel this muscle, hamstring on the forward leg in a long position, working. If this is too tall, drop it down. Very straightforward. Exercise 2 is a bird dog row. Imagine a one-arm row using a bench. That would be my right hand with my opposite knee on the bench. We're doing the same exact movement with the arm, but we're putting your other knee on the bench. So in a right-handed row, that means your right knee is gonna be on the bench, your right hand has the dumbbell, and then your back foot is off the floor. And I'm keeping my body still. I reach for the ground, make my arm long, and then I pull up to my chest. To do this well, if the camera is 3 o'clock and this is 12 o'clock, for a right-handed row, I'm gonna orient my whole setup towards 1 o'clock, and for a left-handed row, orient my whole setup to 11 o'clock. That way, I don't hit the bench with the dumbbell, but instead, I create space for myself in the same exercise. You'll notice the balance is a little bit difficult here. I would recommend making sure that this back foot is helping you. This is a little more difficult, but if that back foot is on the bench, pushing down, toes curled under, I'm much, much more balanced. Exercise 3 is a one-leg RDL. Take a dumbbell in one hand or a kettlebell. Your opposite leg stays on the ground, then you need to bow forward and then stand tall. When we do this exercise, remember it's a deadlift, so the bottom of your position should not be characterized by knee forward. It should be characterized by shin vertical, which means your torso should be pretty horizontal at the bottom, and you should feel a big hamstring and glute stretch at the bottom of the movement. Right hand holds when the left leg is down. When you switch, switch. And if you need to hold on for balance, feel free. When I do this exercise with my clients in the gym, I recommend a band in the armpit. That way we're getting length from your glute on the down leg instead of length from your shoulder blade moving on your rib cage, in which case if you keep the band in your armpit, it's a good rep. That's a good rep, that's not. When I do this exercise facing away from you, let's make sure that toes on this foot are pointing down rather than out. That's gonna help keep your hips square, especially at the bottom of the movement. Exercise 4, half kneeling windmill. These can be tricky. Start with one knee on the ground, your opposite foot in front of you, and then reposition your back foot that way. So you're turning your back foot inside. Then your opposite hand is in the air. If your knee is down, opposite hand holds your weight. Then I need you to bow forward and then turn towards your front leg. Here's my bow forward, here's my turn towards the front leg. I go as close to the ground as I can, then I come all the way back up. Your working muscles, in addition to your shoulder, should be your belly on the top side. So if I freeze here, I can feel my abs and my lower back in a good way, working on my left side. I'll switch sides so that you can see. Right hand with the left knee down. Watch my butt go backwards as I turn towards you. And if this is really hard for you, just put your hand on the floor, nice and light at the bottom of the movement. Exercise 5, wide step walking lunge. Exactly the way that sounds, walking lunge, but instead of going perfectly forward, we're reaching out to the side. Left foot is gonna step left. I would recommend a little tap, and then right foot is gonna step right. When I do this from the side, you still see a big step forward. If that's my forward lunge, that's my wide step lunge. Try to cover some ground. And what the wide step does is work your groin more so than anything else in comparison with a forward stepping lunge. If you're comfortable holding dumbbells here, feel free. I don't like that because I can't see my feet. So I prefer to hold a dumbbell in each hand, step open, tap, and then step open the other way. Exercise 6 is called stork. All you need is a wall itself. I find it helpful to have a cushion or maybe a towel so you have something to put between your knee and the wall itself, help keep you honest. Once you have your object in place, we need to do quarter squats. Notice I'm not going very deep, but as I do my quarter squats, I'm I'm trying to push sideways into the wall as hard as I can. And when you do that well, you should feel the outside hip, like your lateral glute, working hard to stabilize your pelvis as you move up and down. If this is hard for you, don't get discouraged. This is hard for a lot of my clients. Notice that foot position can be a huge variable here. The closer my foot is to the wall, the easier this exercise is. The more spread out I get, the more demand there is on this butt cheek. So if it's really hard for you, narrow your stance. Also consider, if this is super easy for you, just adding a small dumbbell. That's a super easy way to make this very good exercise just a little bit harder.